Please, stop giving advice on how to make money. I'm getting too rich. My body is being crushed under the weight of all the money I'm making.
Excuse me.
Wait.
Are you Jason?
Yes.
Okay, back up the truck, boys. We have another truckload of money for you here. Okay, guys, dump it out. Money. Everyone says they want it, but if you like money so much, why do you give it away in exchange for other things? Explain that. And in the never-ending quest to earn, save, and invest money, people are increasingly turning to TikTok for their financial guidance, which is a fact that is perhaps more frightening than it is funny, but it's still kind of funny. So in this episode of Talkin' Topics, probably not gonna keep that name, but that's what it's called for now, we're gonna look at some of the crazier financial advice that people are getting from TikTok. Okay, think like this rich man. I see they're both watering trees, so the poor thinker eats their apple while the tree is still small and says, "You are silly, still busy now." Well, that's what I always say when I see people working hard on something. I like to run up to office windows where people are working. Haha, you silly person, you're working. The poor person says, "I'm hungry, give me one to eat." Okay, $1,000 each, says the rich person. I think this starts off as a fine metaphor. The message is if you want wealth, you need to be patient and nurture it. I don't really understand the logic of charging $1,000 for an apple just to punish the poor person. That's a terrible business model. I'm gonna sell overpriced food to poor people who can't afford it. Or maybe this is what rich people think apples cost. It's one apple. What could that cost? $1,000? All right, we're off to a good start. We're thinking like this rich, vindictive bastard. Let's continue.
When you look at truly wealthy people and you realize, hey, most of the times they don't really wear brands. Most of the times they are very under the radar. When you look at wealthy people and you see the way that they move and the way that they act, you first of all start to absorb it.
Yeah, rich people don't wear flashy brands. Look at Jeff Bezos' spacesuit. No brand names. I get what this guy is saying, but come on, he used a clip of Jeff Bezos while talking about how rich people are under the radar. Jeff Bezos flew into outer space. That's not under the radar. It's above the radar. It's above everything. This next one is titled, Think Like a Rich Person to Become One.
Close your eyes and rehearse in your mind how that person would walk, how they would breathe, how they would smile, how they would greet people, how they would be on Zoom calls, how would they be in traffic, how would they be at dinner.
Yes, think about it. How do rich people actually behave? Think about rich people. Ah, rich people. How they smile, how they laugh.
Hell yes.
How they greet others. How they dance. I like that one of his examples is how they would breathe. How do you breathe like a rich person?
Money, 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 money.
Am I rich yet?
And the act of closing your eyes and mentally rehearsing the act, if you're truly present, the brain does not know the difference between a real-life experience and what you're imagining.
Wow. The brain sounds really dumb. Like the second it doesn't see reality, it doesn't know what's real anymore. Hey, I'm rich! Oh, I'm not rich. I am rich! Oh, I'm not rich. I am rich! Oh, I'm not rich. Okay, what the hell's going on?
The first trait of a hyper-successful motherfucker is literally that you think you're better than everyone. My life is the best life ever lived. I'm not saying yours sucks. I think it's pretty ungrateful to not believe your life is the best life ever lived and you're the best motherfucker to walk the earth. Why not?
Yes. Why not believe that you're better than everyone else? You know, besides the fact that it would make you unbearable to be around. I get the feeling this guy says this a lot. Anyone who thinks they're the best person to ever walk the earth is probably pretty vocal about it. I think what they cut out at the end of this clip is the guy he's talking to going, yeah, dude, I know you think you're the best person to ever live. This is the 5th time you've told me that today. Also, if I'm the best person to ever walk the earth, humanity is screwed. And that's not coming from a place of low self-esteem or anything. I'm just saying, if I'm the pinnacle of humanity, that's pretty sad.
3 things rich people do. Number 1, we never pay full price.
Yeah, if you're rich, I think that's just being cheap.
Number 2, go right to the top. When I go to a restaurant, I ask to speak to the maitre d'. When I go to a hotel, I ask to speak to the general manager.
Wow. You're annoying. This woman asks to speak to the manager before there's even a problem. Does this woman have precogs at home just for predicting future inconveniences before they happen? Excuse me, manager, my precogs informed me that the steak I'm about to order is going to be slightly overcooked. So let's stop that crime before it happens, please. I hate when people talk proudly about being like difficult or fussy or demanding at places of business. I mean, I don't know how this woman does it. It sounds like she at least tries to be polite about it, but I have heard other people kind of brag brag about getting special treatment by like being obnoxious to employees. Like, you didn't discover some cool cheat code. The rest of us know we can do that. We choose to be pleasant and easy to deal with out of a sense of kindness, graciousness, and dignity. Not because we didn't realize there was an alternative.
Number 3, we cultivate our relationships. So that maitre d', that general manager, that person who made sure I had a good time will receive a thank you note from me, a card at Christmas, a hello, how are you doing? Thanks again for all your help.
So you make these people's jobs harder than they need to be, and to reward them, you give them a thank you note? You're rich. Give them money. You know, this woman is so cheap, she probably writes her thank you notes on toilet paper from the bathroom. Thank you again for all your help. P.S. Please mail this toilet paper back to me so I can use it and save money. The note probably doesn't even say all that. It probably just says thanks. Not even the word thanks, just the letters THX. And when I write my thank you note, if I'm very satisfied with the quality of service I've received, I'll throw in a second exclamation point or even a third. You know us rich people, we're very sparing with the ink in our pens. Saves money. My favorite is she says she'll sometimes give them a
hello, how are you doing? Thanks again.
You should just say that to people to be kind. In her mind, that's like compensation for their efforts. Kind of ironic how she makes her interactions feel like a transaction and yet doesn't use any actual money. All right, so next up, there's this TikTok celebrity named Steve Harvey who's got his own advice for becoming rich.
Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life and your ass was asleep.
Okay, so this doesn't exactly count as a TikTok since it's just from a TV show. But this clip of Steve Harvey got popular on TikTok and it's been reposted a bunch of times. It's kind of weird advice because if all you're trying to do is be awake at the same time as people on the East Coast, you could just go to bed earlier. You don't need to sleep less. Making yourself sleep deprived so you can work more is some of the most toxic advice. I would love it if they cut to a shot of the audience in this video and it was just a bunch of empty seats. Like Steve Harvey is so horribly sleep deprived that he's just like out of his mind and hallucinating constantly and thinks there's an audience there.
Listen to me, people. I don't sleep 8 hours a day. I sleep 3 hours a day. What I do is when the Sandman flies in through my bedroom window at night, I pay him money in exchange for 5 sleep tokens. And for every sleep token I buy, that's 1 hour of sleep that I no longer need, okay? Human beings aren't supposed to sleep. Sleep is an evil spell cast on us by the moon people so they can steal our thoughts. I know that's true because a cat told it to me.
This whole grind set mindset thing is so crazy. Like, some people think it's cool to work yourself to death to get rich. There's all these TikToks bragging about how they work a crazy amount of hours every week. Some of them brag about how much they hustle when they're just in their teens or early 20s. I mean, sure, you might get rich early, but think about the physical toll that stress has taken on your body. I've spent the past 7 years working 90 hours a week and sleeping 3 hours a night, and now I'm a millionaire. And I'm only 23 years old. All right, so we got the mindset, we got the habits, now we actually need to earn some money. I've noticed there's this trend of suggesting jobs and side hustles for lazy people.
I have another super simple side hustle for you if you're broke and lazy.
You can get paid $50,000 to $70,000 a year to watch Netflix.
You can make $90 an hour sitting on your couch.
I make a full-time income from home and I almost failed out of college like twice.
Want to make money while doing absolutely nothing?
Are there people that search for this? Like some guy sitting on his couch watching TV and eating nachos for 10 hours straight, and then he's like, I wonder if I could get paid for this. They're so blunt about insulting you too. What's up, you dumb, lazy couch goblins? Here's a side hustle that even you can do. I found this guy Cody who's got a bunch of tips on making money if you want to go the non-lazy route.
Here's how to make your school go bankrupt and get rich while doing it. First, you're gonna go on Amazon and buy bags of chips in bulk. Then you're gonna stand outside the cafeteria and sell them for half the price of what the school sells them for. Instead of kids buying chips from the cafeteria for $2, they'll buy it from you for $1. Little do they know, the chips only cost you 25 cents a pack on Amazon. If you do this every single day and you don't get caught by your principal, you could rack in thousands of dollars every single month.
You could rack in thousands a month? Multiple thousands? That means at least 2,000, and at $1 a bag, you'd have to sell at least 2,000 bags of chips in 1 month. How do you smuggle that many bags of chips into the school without getting caught? You stuff them into your shirt?
Hey, you that kid that sells chips for $1? Who wants to know?
Hey, I have a tip for school administrators. If you suspect there's a student who's selling thousands of dollars of contraband in the school every month, look out for the kid who shows up to school in a Lamborghini. Also, what school would go bankrupt just because they weren't selling chips anymore? As if schools are funded entirely through chip money. The foundation of the public school system is Cool Ranch Doritos. He also presents this idea like making your school go bankrupt is the main goal and getting rich is just like a fringe benefit of that. All of your teachers will be out of a job and out on the streets. History teacher, homeless. Math teacher, homeless. Home ec teacher, more like homeless teacher.
Not so powerful now, are you, Mr. Thomason? Serves you right for trying to teach us algebra.
It seems like the suggestion here is that if your school goes bankrupt, you just won't have to go to school anymore. The kids' parents are like, well, you can't go to school now. I guess just go to your room and play Minecraft and eat ice cream all day until you're old enough for college. Someone left a comment on this TikTok saying, I got expelled and had to leave the district. And Cody replied, that's a win. In what sense is that a win? Maybe Cody is actually trying to get kids expelled from school so that he has a monopoly on the black market chips trade.
How to make $1,000 as a teenager. First thing you're gonna do is get your mom's credit card. Now you're only borrowing it. You're gonna purchase a stencil kit on Amazon.
Interesting use of the word borrow here. Sure, you're borrowing the card, but you're stealing the money on it. He could have just ended this advice at borrow your mom's credit card. You instantly have thousands of dollars of free money.
Go door to door and explain to your neighbors how much of a safety hazard it is to not have their address spray painted on their curb.
Safety hazard? What's the safety hazard? Yeah, if you don't paint your address on your curb, people will think your curb is just part of the street and they'll drive up it and drive straight into your house.
Also mention that they're the only house in the neighborhood without their address on the curb. They're not gonna have time to look.
They're not gonna have time to poke their head out the door and look around. Everyone else has numbers painted on their curb, huh? I turned my head to look and see if you were telling the truth, but I don't have time in my busy schedule for head turning.
And then charge them $20 to paint their address on their curb.
Dude, can't you just offer this service without lying to people? He's describing this plan like it's the fucking Ocean's 11 heist.
Here's how I tricked MTV into paying me $120,000. Go to Google and search MTV casting. This is gonna take you to a list of all the TV shows MTV is looking for contestants for. You're only gonna apply to shows that have high cash prizes.
Yeah, don't apply to those low cash prize shows like Who Wants to Be 100 Air or Wheel of Coupons.
If you're a finalist, you'll get flown out to LA for the final round of interviews. This is actually what I did when I was 22 years old when I won Stranded with $1 million.
Okay, so he says he tricked MTV into paying him money, but then he says he signed up for the show, participated in it, and won. There's no trick there. He just participated in a game show totally legitimately. Here's how I tricked Google into paying me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I applied to one of their job listings, got the job, worked 70 hours a week for 5 years, and they paid me for all of it. Thanks for the free money, chumps.
Drop a comment telling me which show you want me to go win next.
Wait, I thought this was advice on how we could win. I don't want you to win anything. Imagine you followed all this advice to get to be a contestant on a show and you actually make it on, and then Cody is there too, competing against you. He's like, yeah, I watched that TikTok I made and I thought, that's good advice. I should apply to a game show. Is he making these TikToks for himself? Hey Cody, it's Cody. Here's how to make some extra cash. Like those TikToks he made for the school kids. That's actually him trying to communicate with like the past version of himself so he can get rich. He thinks you can send TikToks backwards through time. Hey, this video is for 2010 Cody. If you see this, buy Bitcoin. God, I hope this works.
Side hustles that anyone can start in 2023, part 43. You're gonna go into any local family-owned store. Then you're gonna grab a cup of water and make a puddle on the floor. After you've made sure no one's looking, you're gonna slip and fall. Make a huge scene.
Why would you wait until no one's looking? Shouldn't you slip and fall when someone is looking? Because otherwise, what's the point? You could just lay on the ground and claim that you slipped and fell.
And the business owner will rush to you to make sure you're okay. They're afraid you're gonna sue, but you'll say, instead of me suing, let me run your social media accounts for $1,000 a month.
Yeah, that's not suspicious.
Ow, I slipped and fell on your wet floor. I think my spine is broken.
All right, here's the deal. I won't sue you into oblivion if you let me work for you. Yeah, I think eventually word is gonna get around that there's a serial slipper going to every store in town. You know, you could just go to these stores and offer to work for them like a normal person. This dude is obsessed with turning basic money-making tips into villainous schemes. Here's how you can make $50 a week mowing lawns. First thing you're gonna do is go to Craigslist and buy a used lawnmower for cheap. Go to a rich neighborhood and walk up to one of the homes. Sneak into their backyard and kidnap their dog. Call them the next day and tell them if they ever want to see their precious dog again, they have to meet you at a specific time and place. When the day comes and they drive out to meet you, you're actually not gonna go to the meetup location. Instead, you're gonna set their house on fire. And because they're out driving to the meetup location, they're not gonna be around to put the fire out. Then go to the neighbor's house across the street and tell them if they don't let you mow their lawn every week for $50 a week, their house is gonna end up like that one. Follow me for more side hustles. Imagine it's 2023. You purchased a $4,000 inflatable nightclub. You rented it out every weekend for $600 a night. You now have an additional $187,400 in your bank account. An inflatable nightclub sounds like a pain in the ass to maintain. If someone pokes a hole in it by accident, then the whole party has to stop. It's the anti-Pringles. Once you pop, the fun does stop. And then anytime there's a hole in it, you have to tape over it with duct tape. And then eventually a few months later, the whole thing is just covered in patches of duct tape. It would be really easy to sneak into too. If you got turned away in line at the front, you could just go around the back and literally lift up the nightclub and just like sneak in. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being a hater, but I feel like it's one of those things that would be really popular for a short period of time. And then once the fad dies out, like no one cares at all anymore. And then people are like, ew, an inflatable nightclub? Those are so 2023. And then you're just stuck with a giant inflatable nightclub. Put it in your pool, I guess. Imagine it's 2024. You purchased a $4,000 pool float. That's expensive too, $4,000. You could just buy a bouncy castle for a fraction of that price and use that as a nightclub. Then you'd also get a cool slide. Well, I guess bouncy castles are for kids, so they'd be too small. We'll just make it a nightclub for kids.
People will pay for you to spend time with them at weddings, events, parties, games.
I have heard of this before where you basically rent a friend for the day, and it isn't the craziest idea, but I do wonder how it works. Like, are certain friends priced differently based on their quality? Here at Rent-A-Buddy, we have a variety of options for whatever price point fits your budget. In Tier 1, for $100, we have Michelle. She's super easy to talk to, remembers small details about you, and she just gets you. In Tier 2, for $60, we have Paul. He's easy to get along with and funny, but he likes to roast you and sometimes goes too far with his jokes, and he gets defensive when you point it out. Also, he's on his phone a little too much. And in Tier 3, for a very affordable $23, we have Devin. He'll show up to hang out, but only if he feels like he's got nothing better to do. He always makes the conversation about himself, and if you have a sister, he'll hit on her.
Here's how to turn $0 into 1,000 in 5 hours. Hey miss, how's it going? So I'm in a bit of a situation right now. I'm a window cleaner. We have one more job. We ran out of this stuff. We get paid every week from them. Like, we're gonna get paid $150 in like literally 35 minutes. We don't have anything because we've been outside all day. Could you cover this maybe for us? It's like $1.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is that cool?
That's fine.
Dude, it's $1. You can't pay $1 for glass cleaner? You feel like you have to scam the store and probably put this employee's job on the line? And how is he turning that into $1,000? What's the strategy here? Step 1, get glass cleaner spray for free. Step 2, sell it to someone for $1,000. Dude, it's the Apple business model all over again. I guess you could turn around and sell that bottle of spray for $1 and then just do that 1,000 times. In 5 hours. Like, he keeps walking up to the same clerk over and over, just wearing different costumes.
Yes, hello. I have a window cleaning business and I don't have any cash on me at the moment. May I have this spray for free?
I know you're the guy that just asked me the same thing.
Oh, why? I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, I look nothing like that last guy. Look at me.
Oh, it's a costume. I saw you buy it from our store. Or maybe he drives to 1,000 different dollar stores all over the state with his cameraman going like 120 miles per hour so he can do it in 5 hours.
Excuse me, can I get this for free? I have a window cleaning business and I don't have any money on me right now.
Oh, sure, I guess.
Thanks. All right, get in the car. Oh God, why did I say I could do this in 5 hours? That's not enough time. I need this for free. I need you to give me this for free.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
Go, 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 go.
All right, so now that we have our money, we should learn how to invest it.
Hey.
What's up?
Maria Franco commented asking, my husband makes 80 and I make 56.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. Let's go see what the math says. Let's take your husband's income and that becomes your living expense. Then we're gonna take all of your income, $56,000, and we're gonna get in a secure compound interest account. What's the result? You can be a millionaire.
Okay, first off, no one who's this close to eating would abandon their food like that, especially to do math. Also, this guy's plan assumes this couple has an extra $56,000 of discretionary income just lying around, as if they're currently spending the wife's entire income on something unnecessary. Hey, hon, what if we put your income into a savings account instead of spending all of it on toasters?
That's a great idea! How to invest $1,000 as a teenager. You want to buy yourself a really nice yacht? If you have a boat, you'll be able to invite other millionaires that will show you how to turn the $1,000 into way more money.
I looked it up on Craigslist, and the cheapest used yacht I could find was $25,000. I think if you have the money to buy a yacht, you don't really need advice on investing $1,000. Also, what millionaire is going to get on a yacht with a random teenager? Yeah, sorry Elon, I can't make it today. I'm going out on Devin's yacht after he gets out of class, and then his mom is driving us to the skate park. I want to know the tricks. The hacks. I don't know much, but I know this. There's always a secret way to get free money. I learned that from video games. So this guy posts videos of him supposedly finding cash hidden away in hotel rooms. Even if this was real, that's not your money. It's clearly intended for someone else. Some of the money he's finding is hidden in pretty obscure spots too, like behind a pull-out board under a desk or in the thermostat. Hey man, if you find a bunch of cash stashed away in a really secret spot like that, you're probably messing with some dangerous money that you shouldn't be touching. Wow, $8,000 and a bag of coke? It's my lucky day. And then 2 days later, he's back at home and a drug cartel shows up at his door. Hi guys, what can I do for you? Wow, you fellas sure have a lot of guns. There's a pretty good chance that any money actually hidden away in a hotel room is intended as a tip for the housekeeping. So if you tear the room apart looking for money, you're not only stealing housekeeping's tip, you're also making an even bigger mess for them to clean.
Quick money hack. Go to the ATM, press 313, hold the enter key 5 seconds, press 313 again, then press clear, then 6, and then... No way!
I like that he's surprised it worked, like he was doing it as a joke, but then it just happened to work for real. Like every time this guy pretends to get free money, he magically gets real money somehow. Dude, I hate when people say just earn more money, like it's so easy. Like, oh yeah, let me just reach into my butt and pull out $1,000. What the fuck? So this guy's other videos after that one show him still working at what appears to be a convenience store, which I don't think he would do if this actually worked. All right, let me get some more infinite free money from the ATM and then clock into my minimum wage job.
Here's how your family can become rich through buying life insurance. And I actually set up this exact strategy for my family. So we each have $1 million policies, okay? So when somebody in the family passes away, that $1 million now is going to be sent over to our family and it's going to go inside of a bucket. Well, now all of the surviving members in that family will be able to use the money in that bucket to be able to buy assets, pay off their houses.
You see, everyone in your family gets a life insurance policy, and all the money from that goes into a bucket. That's why dying is referred to as kicking the bucket, because you die, and on the way out, you kick that bucket and knock some of the cash out for your family members. This guy's money-making tip is get your family members to buy life insurance and then wait for them to die. That is so dark. It seems like if someone did this, they'd be kind of rooting for their family members to drop dead so they could get the money. When his grandma gives him money for his birthday, he's like, wow, $20. Thanks, Grandma. It's not $1 million, but hey, Grandma, how you been feeling lately, by the way? You been feeling under the weather? Feeling like the end is near? Anything like that? You know, you haven't been sick in a while, have you? It's amazing. There's so many viruses and diseases going around, and somehow you managed to avoid all of them. It's kind of unbelievable. If this guy was my relative, I'd be suspicious as hell at the next family reunion. He laces drinks with antifreeze, and then he's like, hey guys, who wants some blue Kool-Aid? I brought blue Kool-Aid for everybody. Hey, Timothy, this drink you gave us tastes kind of funny. Shut up and drink it. Now, if all these money-making methods aren't working for you and you're getting desperate, there's always plan B. Straight up fucking magic.
I have been doing money manifestations every day for the last 6 months, and I have made over $600,000. If you repeat this 3 times a day for 7 days, you will be shocked at how much money comes into your life. Now close your eyes, put your hands over your heart, and repeat with me. I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life.
Oh, that's all you have to do to get rich. The universe is like, you want money? Why didn't you just say so? You know what? Maybe I need to be more open-minded. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? I cannot help but attract a lot of monkeys into my life. I mean, money. No, money. I meant money. No.
I've talked about 28 being the number of wealth. If you guys want to get rich, get married on the 28th. There's going to be consequences with that.
What's the consequence before you get everybody getting married on the 28th? What's the consequence?
Well, the consequence is that your dick is gonna fall off. It might not happen immediately, but eventually, if there's like a strong gust of wind, your dick is gonna fall off like a weak tree branch.
Let's look at Mr. Musk. How many times has he been divorced? That's the consequence. Family's gonna suffer. If you don't want to get married on the 28th, have a child born on the 28th, and that will bring you money.
Having a baby on the 28th is so much harder than just getting married on the 28th. Imagine having a dad who like tried to have you born on the 28th, and then you were born like one day late, and he just like resents you forever for it. Every morning you come down to the kitchen for breakfast, and he's like, "Well, look who decided to show up on time for a change, Mr. April 29th. You know, I could have been rich if you hadn't been born late. Instead, all I have is a stable family." Wow, these tips are getting real weird, man. We're down the rabbit hole now, folks. Through the looking glass. In a courtroom surrounded by anthropomorphic playing cards, as the expression goes. Let's see what other strange secrets we can learn about money.
Alright, gang, I'm about to show y'all something insane. Go on the back of the $20 bill. Look at that. Those are heads. Those are people with hairdos. Look at their hairdos. They're hanging. They're black. This is insane. I can't tell me those aren't faces on them. Look at that. And their hair too.
I think that's enough TikTok for today. Well guys, now that you've watched this video, it's only a matter of time before you become rich. But before you go buying those yachts and flying into outer space, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and join the clubhouse. You definitely want to be part of this clubhouse. It was rated coolest clubhouse of the year by Cool Clubhouses magazine. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not cool though, I can't join the clubhouse, let me tell you something. You become cool by joining. But yeah, hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, or don't. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your dad. But you really need to clean your room. It's disgusting.